Stop cap and tax. Stop cap and tax. Stop cap and tax. What am I talking about this afternoon? Patriots, President Obama is waging a war against fossil fuels. It's a war against coal, oil, natural gas. These are the natural resources that give us 85% of our energy. Cap and trade is the cornerstone of Obama's economic policy. Here's what you need to know about cap and trade. It's a tax on fossil fuels. That's why we call it cap and tax. Cap and tax. The goal of cap and trade is to make energy more expensive so we use less of it. That's right, making energy more expensive for you. No good can come from higher energy prices. Higher energy prices will be devastating to our economy. Higher energy prices will drive jobs overseas. Higher energy prices will put more Americans out of work. Higher energy prices will reduce your standard of living. The more money that you pay for gasoline, heat, and electricity is the less money you're going to have to spend on food, clothes, and entertainment. Less money for you to invest and save. The impact of cap and trade on energy prices is not a secret. President Obama promised us when he was running that under his cap and trade system, electricity prices would necessarily skyrocket. Obama's big business allies are the driving force behind his cap and trade policy. Companies such as General Electric, Duke Energy, Johnson & Johnson played a key role in passing the Waxman-Markey cap and trade bill last year. Wall Street is also helping Obama. Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan Chase, they want cap and trade so they can gamble again on carbon credits. The companies that you bought out are now selling you out. Fellow patriots, CEOs are as dangerous to our liberty as progressive politicians. There are two things that we need to do. The first is stop cap and trade if it rears its ugly head in the Senate during the lame duck session. It needs to go down. The second is it's time we the people let CEOs know there will be a price to pay when they seek laws that will loot us of our liberty. Let's make them pay. Make them pay. Let's hear it. Make them pay. I want each and every one of you and tell your family member and friends to go to bigbusinesswatch.org and sign our petition that urges GE CEO Jeff Immelt to resign. Under Immelt, they have sold infrastructure equipment to Iran. They own the network that says you're racist, MSNBC. They settled twice with the Security Exchange Commission, once for cooking the books and once for kickbacks to Saddam Hussein's crew. They lobby for the $787 billion stimulus so they can loot you, the taxpayer, with their corporate greed. In the new world order of too big to fail, we can't afford incompetent CEOs. Jeff must go. Jeff must go. Jeff must go. Go to bigbusiness.org. Thank you. God bless you. And God bless America. It's now an honor for me to introduce real American heroes, individuals who just want to go out every day to earn their living. Their president wrote a book called The Audacity of Hope. he has the audacity to try to drive these families on the unemployment line. Congress wants to do that through cap and trade. The White House wants to do that for cap and trade. Let's not that happen to these families. Thank you.
Hello, I am Teresa from Ohio. Reject cap and trade. Stop costly new regulations that would increase unemployment, raise consumer prices, and weaken the nation's global competitiveness with virtually no impact on global temperatures. Stop. Reject cap and trade.
Hi, my name's Jimmy Williams, and I'm an Ohio coal miner. I'm here today to highlight another one of the 10 planks of America's contract. Pass an all-above energy policy, authorizing exploitation of proven energy reserves and reducing the dependency on foreign energy sources from unstable countries, and reduce the barriers to all other forms of energy creation, lowering the prices and creating competition and jobs. My fellow countrymen and my fellow coal miner, it might be a gloomy day in Washington today, but just over the horizon, just over the next coal bank, there is a new day coming. On November the 2nd, Mr. Obama, we will cap your trade.
Hello, my name is Greg Harrell, and I'm also an American coal miner. I believe all of us came out here today for the same reason. We believe that this is the greatest country in the world, and we intend to keep it that way. In order for this country to survive, we must develop energy policies that work for this country and not against it. Over half of all the electricity that is still used in this country comes from coal. Coal is the most affordable and reliable source of energy we have. These men and women you see standing here, they represent the thousands across this country that get up every day, put on their boots and their hard hat, go to the mine, and risk life and limb to provide the energy that this country needs in order to keep running. And the thanks that these people are getting is that this administration wants to tax them out of existence. Obama himself, he's made the statement that under his cap and trade plan, electricity rates will skyrocket. You raise electricity rates in this country, what few manufacturers that we still have that are holding on and fighting to keep alive in this economy, they'll be forced to close their doors. There'll be millions of hard-working Americans that they'll have to join the unemployment line. Their jobs will be sent to places like India and China. That's a bad idea. Because India and China, they're putting on coal-fired power plants online every week in order to keep up with their energy demands. And Obama thinks we should tie our hands and let them take the lead. Now, we all know that Congress has repeatedly turned its back on America. They passed this cap and trade bill called a climate change bill. This bill does absolutely nothing for the environment. Plain and simple, it is a tax bill. This is a tax that will be paid by every American who turns on a light switch. It is no more than a scheme to take more money out of your pockets that you go to work and you earn. They want to take your money to pay for reckless big government spending. They have repeatedly turned their back on America, pushing through their own personal agendas and ignoring the will of the people. And come this November, they're going to get a wake-up call, because we are going to fire a bunch of them yahoos. And now it is up to the Senate to stop this insanity and to save our jobs. Many of y'all out there may have never met a coal miner, but we are honest, hard-working Americans with true American values. We want nothing more than to be able to go to work with honor and dignity and earn a paycheck to provide for our families and to support our communities. We have always been there for you, America. Coal miners have always been there for you, and we will always be there for you. But we need you now. We need you to be there for us. And let every one of these senators out here know that a vote for cap and trade is an attack on the American way of life, and it will not be tolerated, and they will pay.
It gives me a great amount of pleasure for me to introduce the next guest, the next speaker. She is a fellow with Project 21 and a nation work of black conservatives. Conservatives speak out for liberty and personal responsibility.